So I was scrolling through Reddit the other day, no content and all, I needed to come up with an idea for a video, and I found this one specific post, and I was like, you know what, that's a pretty good idea for a post, so let's turn that into a video. So here we go, lads, my version of the worst character, hands down, of every single year, starting from 2015 of the Japanese release all the way to now in 2021. And also feel free to join in down below, leave your version in the comments. What characters do you think was the worst character of the year? And if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you show support by liking it, and then tomorrow we can come back for the best character of every single year, again going from 2015 all the way to 2021. So since the game did release in 2015, we are going to include this. So my character nomination, or my opinion, the worst character of 2015 has to go to this character right here, Aaroniero. Now the reason why I'm saying him is because of many reasons, and even to this day he is the only character to have this. He has a one-hit nat string. Yes, I said that right, lads. You didn't hear me wrong. A one-hit nat string. So every character now comes out with a 4-hit, or rarely do they get a 3-hit nat string. With this character, back at the launch of the game for Global and JP, this man had a 1-hit nat string. And that just made him a bad nat character, because the speed of it just wasn't that good, right? You can see on the gameplay right now. His strong attacks, like every old character back in the day, were just okay. No character really stood out for having good strong attacks until Segundo Etapa Aaroniero came out. And then many another reason for this character, even though he did have a damaging special, he kind of got locked in place. If you look at his special right now, it's kind of weird. Again, you use the soul bomb, you hit the enemy, it basically locks you and your enemy that you did hit in place for like a second or two before it does the second part of the damage. So it was kind of a weird character. Even to this day, he is one of the most unique characters to the game, having a one-hit nat string, having that soul bomb, which now if we did get a character with that wouldn't be good, but it's kind of interesting. He's a cool, unique character, but at the same time, he's just bad. And that's why I'm saying he is the worst character for 2015. So I don't really remember too much about 2016 on who exactly was bad, but having a look back at the characters that did get released that year, in my opinion, the worst character of 2016 is going to Valentine's Rukia. Now, the main reason why I'm saying her is, one, do keep in mind 6 stars were introduced at July 23rd of 2016, so every character that came out past July were just naturally better than characters that just didn't have 5-star versions, right? Certain other characters like Kendo, Kenpachi and stuff that weren't really that good did see a very good upgrade for the fact that they did get Flurry, but this Rukia right here didn't get her 6-star version until I believe 2017, and also her batch, the Valentine's version batch, were the first characters that introduced the boost strong attack. Now, boost strong attacks are very good nowadays, but back then it really wasn't that much needed for clearing content. You didn't really need a boost character all the time. Now, one thing about her, and many other characters, even in her batch, is the fact that that boost strong attack doesn't do any damage. We didn't start seeing boost attacks or even healed attacks do damage until someone like Broken came out. So for a character like her, not being able to do any kind of damage on her second strong attack just isn't a good thing. And you can say the same thing about the other characters in the banner. Someone like Nelliel, for example, wasn't able to do damage on her second strong attack, but she was a NAD character, so it really didn't matter that much because she was still able to do normal attack damage, and that's where most of her DPS did come from. Rukia, you can't really say the same thing about her. Now, my memory of 2016 characters aren't the best, so I can't really give you a full answer about who was the worst character, so if you have a different opinion, let me know in the comments below. So 2017 is a year with very bad characters. Now, the main reason why I'm going to be going with this specific character, and I haven't said him just yet, I will say in a second, is because I think at the time of their release, they were just very, very bad. They weren't really that good. Now, originally, I was going to say someone like TLA Rukia, for example, was the worst character of 2017 because she wasn't given Frenzy. But at the time of her release, which I believe was probably sometime near the start of 2017, she was given a slight pass because she was also a pretty good Link. Even to this day, a very good Link. I was also going to say someone like Kuko, for example, but even in then, he was a very good Link for a lot of people, and he still had his use, even though he wasn't given Frenzy. Now, in my opinion, the worst character of 2017 was this Hallibell right here. Now, the reason why I'm saying her is because she did come out after the 2nd anniversary Ichigo. So at this point in time, most SP-based characters were given Frenzy. Now, obviously, she did come with Bombardment, and it just wasn't that good. And even her Link wasn't that good. I believe it's strong attack damage. You really didn't use strong attack damage Links back then. Even now, you don't. So in my opinion, she was the worst character of 2017. There are also many other characters that didn't get Frenzy, but in my opinion, she just never saw the light of day. She was always a bad character at the release. No one liked her. She wasn't a good Link, and unless you were a Hallibell fan, you really didn't use this character. 2018 for me was a very easy pick. I think hands down, I don't think anyone really competes of how bad this character was, and that is someone like the past version of Hiyori. She was just terrible. They really didn't know what they wanted to do with this character, and the main reason why I say that is because what character was she? She didn't have Bombardment, she also didn't have Frenzy, so I don't really know what they were trying to go for her. She also has a PvP killer, a 25 sad Link, and also she had 3 lunges in terms of her strong attack, so that's what I'm saying for her, because maybe she was built for PvP, but with no Frenzy frenzy with no full screen strong attack, and also at this point in time, Nad based characters were starting to become the meta for PvP, so she really didn't have a chance to stand in PvP, and also for PvE, she just wasn't that good. She didn't have frenzy, she didn't have a PvE killer, she didn't even have bombardment. Overall, she was just a very bad character, and ever since her release, she has been haunting filler pools in many different banners. This one was easy. Now, there was a few other options that I was going to go with. For example, I was going to say the power version of Retsu. She's just not that good, and she also still, to this day, haunts a lot of filler pools, and she will continue to haunt filler pools for the coming years of this game's lifespan. But for me, the worst character 2019 easily is going to the tech version of Yumichika. He just has a very bad strong attack. His first is a lunge, doesn't have the best distance. His second strong attack is that split three-way attack that many people have it as their first strong attack, so him having it as a second also just isn't that good. And his third wasn't even full screen. He's just bad. And he also didn't even have recharge, he didn't have strong attack damage, he had a last-ditch survival soul trait. So for the most part, since his release, he's been a link for... Even then, last-ditch survival is a pretty good link, but it's not always used, and he's just a bad character. There's really no redeeming factors about him, and the only reason why people did use him was because either he's a boost in Chronicle Quest, or it's because he was a boost in epic grades for a certain epic grade. That's the only time I've ever used him, and I just don't like using him. He's just not a good character. 2020, on the other hand, is a pretty good year for characters. Like, there wasn't really any bad characters. Even the person I'm about to say was the worst character of 2020, I would still say is completely usable and nowhere on the same level of the worst characters of the previous years. Now, the worst character, in my opinion, for 2020 is going to Makoto. Now, there are many reasons for this. Firstly, he's just fairly average. There's really no redeeming factors about his character. He does have guard break, which is kind of unique. Not everyone does get guard break, but his first strong attack is okay. His second is the vortex. His third is full screen, and also it's just Makoto. No one really likes Makoto. Like, is there really any Makoto fans out there, like, unironically liking this character? I don't have him, but if I do get him, I will never use him. He's a 12% recharge, so he's not even that much of a good link. Like, he's usable, I'm sure, but yeah, he's just so average, and that's why, in my opinion, he's the worst character of the year. Sure, some people might say someone like Aura is worse. I wouldn't say she's worse because she also has better strong attack. She has Havoc at least. Someone like Kenpachi, for example, many people would say is the worst character of 2020. I would agree with you with Kenpachi, but at least he does have the link slot, and that's also one of the main reasons why he is bad, because he's a very bad character to farm link slots, even though he does have the link slot skill. Just compared to Makoto, there's really no reason to use this character. He's just so average and bland and boring that he is the worst character, in my opinion, for 2020. Now, even though we're only in February and only 9 characters have released this year, I still think it warrants just to call out this one character, Zayapuro. He is, again, still usable to this day. I mean, compared to the last couple of years, sure, they might not even been usable whatsoever, but Zayapuro, I really doubt, and I'd be very much surprised if Caleb released another character this year that's worse than Zayapuro. This man has a Quincy killer. When do you ever see Quincy enemies outside of something like story mode, the 1000 Year Blood War story mode? Rarely ever do you see them, and I guess they kind of tried to push him for extreme co-op because they did have Quincy enemies, but no one wanted to pull him for that. You didn't need to pull him. In addition to having a Quincy killer, he doesn't have any built-in recharge. Instead, he has a crystal and jewel drop rate. Okay, that's not really that good. And then in addition to that, his second strong attack is a plant vortex. In my opinion, that is the worst type of strong attack you can have as an SP-based character. It's just not that good. Vortexes, more specifically planting ones, should be used for NAD characters. That's what you want to have for a NAD character. For an SP character, nah, that's just not that good. So Zayapuro, in my opinion, is the worst character 2021. Even though the year did just start, I doubt they're going to reach a character as bad as this character. Again, he's still usable, still perfectly usable. If you like him, sure, use him. But just compared to other characters that I'm sure they're going to release down the year, there's just no way in Hueco Mundo that they're going to release someone as bad as Zayapuro. That being said, lads, hope you guys did enjoy this video. It is something kind of different, so shout out to the person that did make the Reddit post. It is an interesting discussion, so feel free to join it in the comments below, letting me know what your opinion, who is the worst character of the year, going from 2015 all the way to 2021. I'm sure some of you will have different opinions to me. I'm sure some of you will share the same opinion, so again, leave it down below, lads, what you guys do think is the worst character every single year. If you guys are new here, make sure you do subscribe, because tomorrow we're going to have the best character of every single year, starting from 2015 all the way to 2020, so make sure you guys are subscribed for that. That will be coming out tomorrow. That being said, that was the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it, and I'll see you lads in the next one. Peace.